Hello, Kalu Kalay. How are we doing today? Hello, everyone. My name is Notepad Anon. It's been a while. Generally speaking, I haven't streamed for the past few days because of the holiday season, and the holiday season always kind of fucks me up when it comes to timing and things. And I've been working on things. I'll have you all know I've been working on many things. I open this up. Relic Frontier is done. More on the Relic Frontier is done. Probably this will get uploaded. I don't have an exact time of when things will get uploaded. Probably start of the month. Probably start of either the month or another time. Pretty soon, relatively speaking. But yes, this is done. I think this one turned out pretty decent. What fixes were in the game were mostly little things, and just kind of putting everything together. There is also the kind of the easier to print version. There are entire sections just removed. Just in case you want to print it. I just removed the images. Not all of them, but a lot of them got removed. If I felt like, okay, this seems like a little bit too much ink, I should have removed this one, but I'm like, okay, this should do fine though. But yes, that's kind of the main thing I've been working on. The other thing I've been working on has been Flag Bearer. Flag Bearer is currently, I would say, about 30% done, like 30% really kind of hammered out. If we go down to, I gotta have to rewrite all of these. This is where we are right now. This is like, oh, it's 47 out of 107 pages. This is literally just going to be me having to go through literally, I believe it's, let me see, 15 times 6. It's 90 different troopers. And I'm going to have to add, I believe it was, I'm going to have to add about 42 other ones. So in total, we're looking at about 132 different troops to add to your thing. I have to rewrite effectively all of armor. I have to rework a lot of the weapons. I have to rework a lot of things. But we're making progress, and that's all that really matters. We are making progress. Fuck. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's just time to take time. and just sit there. I have to put in things like big troopers. There are quite a few different things that I need to put into the game at this point once everything gets fixed. Because to give you an idea, the current process for flag bearer, give you the is fix everything, add everything, fix everything, added. Now, you may say, this seems horribly inefficient, and the answer is, because it is. This is horribly inefficient, but it needs to be done because there are things that are fundamentally flawed with the game that I need to fundamentally fix and just overhaul the entirety of. It's just going to be a very long and time-consuming process, which... it is what it is. I gotta love it. I've got my Kovefi. Stretching my body a little bit, but we're not going to be worrying about that as much. We've got our 4 games. Democracy spoke, and they wanted Ultra Instinct. They wanted to hit the final power level. Now, Ultra Instinct has a very simple pitch. It is, how do I become Goku? I'm trying to draw Goku from memory. I believe there were 3 spikes, little spike, little spike. That's just Cloud Strife. Yeah, generally speaking, it's how to become, it's the best way to think about it, it's the Super Saiyan, actually, I didn't even going to call it Super Saiyan. It's just the Saiyan fighting TRPG. Now, you may be wondering, no, Pat, this doesn't seem like there's going to be a lot of context here, and that's arguably half the fun. It is legitimately going to be entirely based around I guess the basic premise is, you are a savage race of space barbarians with stupid superpowers. That's the basic way of understanding things. Now, to give you an idea of what Saiyans can do, we need to learn what a Saiyan is. Now, for the 3 people who don't know what Saiyans are, they are from Dragon Ball Z. Effectively, the best way to think about it is that every Saiyan you see in that series is a jacked up super soldier whose entire fundamental belief system is, how can I beat the shit out of it? They never established a real government. They were too busy killing one another. Yeah, protagonist Goku's actually a Saiyan. Yeah, yeah, they are naturally aggressive warrior race who are supposedly striving to be the strongest in the universe. There was quite a few different things about it. But yeah, this is like, they don't have real housing. They live in rocks because that's just what they do. Hey, what do we do? We just beat things up because we're Saiyans. Oh no, there's a problem. Send them in to just blow it up. Because the Saiyans don't have any, like, real strategy outside of just blasting them. They got conquered pretty fucking easily. So, the best things that we know, I'm gonna try to find, do we have a list here? Do we have like a fun list of every power? Let's see. Do we have Well, okay, let's actually, do we have like basic list of Saiyan powers? Nope. Let's see. What are all of the Saiyan abilities? By Game Rant. Let's learn about it. Read minds when the situation... No. Yeah, there's a lot of dumb shit. There's a lot of... Yeah, there's... We're not going to deal with that. Generally speaking, you are strong. You are strong. You are tough. Tough. You are fast. These are the three biggest things that you need to know. You are strong, tough, and fast. And because you are strong, tough, and fast, combat is not going to be you walk 5 feet. No, Saiyans can fly. Because that's just how fast they go. They can fucking fly. Let me see, it's like a... And is a naturally occurring technique for the Saiyans? Yeah, it is, I guess. Because Broly can fly, not Broly, Bardock, that's his name. Bardock. Because Bardock can fly in space. You gotta remember that, in space. Generally speaking, instead of a Goku RPG, this is mostly going to be a Bardock RPG. Is how do we LARP as Bardock? He is going to be our quintessential character that we are going to be focusing on. This is effectively what a standard party should look like. This is what our standard group should... Hey, no, go away, Toriyama, I don't need you. No. This is what our standard party should really look like. They may all look a little goofy, but they're all, again, incredibly strong, incredibly fast, and incredibly tough. And everyone's got energy blasts and shit like that. These are our, like, a standard character squad. So, again, and you also get, I should say, I'm just gonna put energy manipulation because it's a little bit wonky, and I am going to put in the idea of the Zenkai boost. The Zenkai boost is a little bit of a weird thing. Fun fact, Saiyans never invented anything more complicated than cooking. They fight each other so much it caused population decline. Super strong, fast, and tough. Fast learners fighting only, able to adapt to gravity changes, fight, and key bullshit comes naturally. Like this key-based thing. Yeah, energy manipulation. I don't even know if I want to do like key stuff. Fun fact, by the way, Flight and Key Blaster is something anyone who gets good enough at fighting learns to do in Universe. Because of this, basically learn as kids, unless they never got challenged. Poo poo pee pee, I'm late. But yes, this is the basic concept. Now, because everyone is super fast, tough, and strong... Oh, we've got a Manly, I believe. Hello, Manly. You're probably going to get shot immediately, but don't worry, you've got your protection suit on. You won't die immediately. Hello, phone. Ooh. But the thing is, because we are fast, strong, and strong, tough, and fast. This is going to be, again, I'm reiterating this enough because this is going to be the thesis of how we build character. All the key bullshit, I'll even reword it. I'm just going to call it key bullshit. I'm going to call it key bullshit. Because that's what it is. It's key bullshit. And I'm going to actually put a little note out here being... It's going to call martial arts bullshit. Now, the concept of the Zenkai boost is a little bit weird. We see it a lot in Dragon Ball Z, and that's how they explain it. Don't you mean key bullshit? It's a flat power boost when they surround your death. It's good, but explicitly drops off after a certain point. Now, the idea that we're going to be using with the Zenkai boost is one of the main ways we're going to be advancing. And the main way that we're going to be advancing is getting your shit rocked. If the closer, pretty much as much HP or toughness or whatever, the more you lose, the more experience you're getting. So if you want to min-max your experience gains, you get into a fight and you get as close to death as possible. The closer you are, the better you are. And then recover. Probably am going to have to put in something like, yeah, congratulations, you're effectively all but dead, but you came back. Here's a bonus. You're always pushing. One of the ideas what I want to get kind of is you are pushing yourself until the bitter end. You want to see how far you can go until you either have to pull out of the fight or you die. And it's always, I always want that to be kind of like a risk reward thing, being like, I could stay in this fight another like 2 rounds, easy, and I will survive. We might even win. Or I can pull out now and actually, guarantee my survival. And it's like, all right, cool. We've got a dynamic of how fights are be expressed. Now, the other idea here is now we kind of got our basic concepts here. One of the ideas, and I'm just gonna call it the fighting aspect, is the fact that we are going to use Contact's initiative system. Now you may be wondering, what do I mean by Contact's initiative system? Well, Contact, Tactical Alien Defense, the role-playing game made by fucking Utvek something or other works. Utvek, very German company. To be honest, Frieza Usain's disposable shock troops so high lethality weirdly makes sense. Yeah, kind of the idea what I want to get across is like, hey, you go in there as hard and fast as possible, and you want to make a call. Remember, we're Bardock. Everyone is Bardock. And you want to make a call at a certain point of being like, we can't win this. We need to pull back and, actually like regroup for a moment. If you pull out too early, then, maybe we're going to lose a lot more than we gain. If we pull out way too late, we might already be dead. Again, it's a call. And that's what I like. I like characters making calls. I like characters thinking. Now, the Contact's initiative system is a little bit strange. Now, I'm going to explain this as best I can. Effectively, in Contact, we roll initiative. Now, I'll use a very basic, let's say 2d10 plus 10. Actually, no, we'll even do it like a very standard character. 1d10 plus 10. Generally speaking, we're going to have 11 to 20 initiative. Let's say we have 15 initiative. Now, how this works is, at 15 initiative, we actually don't have 15 initiative. We have 15 action points. And let's say, let's just say that's us. But let's say at 12 initiative, we have them. If we do an action that's going to cost us, let's say it's going to cost us 5 action points to do, we will go down to 10. The action will go through, and then we will be below them. They would take their action now. And then whatever they do, and that we kind of go down. A single round might be multiple fights, effectively. Multiple things going on of little actions all counting down with each other. This is also a time aspect. So we might say at 5, bomb explodes. That might just be what happens. At the 5 mark of this time interval, the bomb will explode. Dun 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 dun. Now, Contact had some issues where it was very easy, where a character would be rolling like 1d10 plus 10, and another character could be rolling like 3d10 plus 56. Now, you may be wondering, Notepad, that seems a little bit imbalanced. And the answer was yes. In Contact, it was extremely imbalanced. Now, I think this is appropriate, though, for Saiyans. It's like, hey, you are fighting a regular human being as Bardock. Bardock is going to kick their ass. There is no, like, oh no, you were, like, equal. You're not. You are going to go, oh, there's a problem, and they just die, and they explode into a billion pieces. Because you are that cool. But you're not fighting one person. You're fighting a lot of people who may be prepared for you, may not be prepared for you, and you're fighting a lot bigger issues. It's your squad is fighting other people who are maybe on par with you, and that's very scary, and it should be. We are now on par with one another. And it's kind of that one of those moments where you kind of step back being like, we are completely on par with one another, and I am in extreme fucking danger. Because at the end of the day, if everyone is an A10 warthog, not even that feel good. I think the best way to think about it is that if you're fighting someone at that level, you are a hell of a lot stronger than your defenses will be. You can very easily, if someone's stronger than you, faster, who is stronger, tougher, and faster than you, they're gonna beat the shit out of you. Before you can barely react, they're gonna rush up to you, they're gonna burn all their action points, and they're gonna punch you in the face, and you're gonna go rocketing away. And you're gonna be recovering like, oh shit, he's a lot faster than me, and at the start of every round, he's effectively gonna get a free hit on me. What do? We need to cripple his movement. We need to eliminate any possibility of us being there, or I need to get faster. Now, what I was thinking about doing is the map. Now, there are three ideas for the map that I was thinking for the fighting map. Option A is entirely zone based. Just very, very loosey-goosey areas of just you're in a place. Don't like that very much, though. Other option is we have battle map. Just very, very regimented of we're here, you're here, we're going back and forth. Now, option 3, and this occurred to me today, and when I realized it, I was like, oh my god, I am a genius. Because someone brought up to me Shinobigami. Yes, Shinobigami is a Japanese role-playing game. Now, one of the ideas with Shinobigami is the velocity system. Now, the big idea of the Shinobigami velocity system is how fast are you going? How fast are you actually moving at this present incident? It also represents where you are. Someone going sonic speed cannot really hit someone going mundane speed. It's also representing how likely you are to fumble a roll. You fumble a roll, you can't really do anything. That's not very good. However, faster you're going, the harder it is for people to know it. It's all just random. It's how it's supposed to be in Shinobigami is everyone places it at the same time, and then everyone's like, oh no, I'm going neuro speed, and you're going FTL. And we all throw our weapons at one another, and the round ends, and we all retreat. I think we can use this. Now, I think we can use this very easily. And I think, yeah, it's one of those moments where I think we can have the best of both worlds here. I think we can have that contact kind of like initiative just as much as we can have this. And what I'm thinking of is we could probably tie what you're rolling for initiative is where you are on the velocity map. Certain characters, like, hey, a Saiyan can go to like rank 5. You can go super fucking fast. A character who is a lot slower may only be able to go to like rank 2. Hear me out, 5 mile hexes. And someone who is a lot slower, like a human, may only be able to get to like 1 or 2 at best, and that's a Z fighter. Effectively, is like you can get to 1 or 2 speed. You're not going super duper fast. You don't need to go super fast. You're fucking human. But someone who is like, oh, this like Frieza tier, he's going 8. He is so much faster than you, so he's going to be able to get more action points. So he's going to be able to get more power than you. So he's going to be able to manipulate you a lot better. So what do we do against an enemy that's going faster than us? You drag him down to your level. Even better. Yeah, Burger is 6. Yeah, even better. Drag him further down. Hey, so I'm thinking combat is not necessarily like that. That's why I was thinking like the velocity map would be a good idea. And I was also thinking drawing a little bit from Exalted 3rd Edition. Now, Exalted 3rd Edition's got some issues. However, the idea of the withering and what the fuck, it's Exalted. What the fuck is the other? Decisive. So, kind of the idea of the withering and decisive attack dichotomy, where withering, you are knocking their initiative away, while decisive is, I'm going in for like a big hit. Now, we are kind of drawing this a little bit from the show, for example. Let me think of a good fight. I'm trying to think of like a really good fight. And kind of highlight this. This would be it would actually no, it would be actually no. Why don't we just do? Let's do Bardock. We all like Bardock. Now, the idea here is we got Bardock. He's doing stuff. He's going fast. Bardock's moving fast. He's fighting more people who are stronger than him. They get an advantage on him. Fucking nuke his ass. This is bad. However, Bardock's faster. He has done one big decisive hit. He has the advantage. He wants to do decisive hits. But you see every now and again, let me see if I can find Every now and again, you'll see if you're watching Dragon Ball, watching reading Dragon Ball. Android 17 versus Piccolo, that's another good one. Ultimate dungeon terrain target style map? I have never heard of that. Feel good? Tell me more. But generally speaking, you see this a lot. When they're fighting, you'll have Goku fly up and he'll shoot like 20 ki blasts. The ki blasts are not actually designed to hurt them. It's to get them moving and to get them not punching me, not powering up. We're shooting a bunch of ki blasts at one another before darting away, and that's when we're fighting. That would be our withering attacks. We are firing off our ki blasts, we're engaging in that high-speed battle before we all break apart. No real damage has been done yet. No real big hits have, gone through. No one's, flying through the air at 100 miles an hour. We've rapidly exchanged. We beat up, we leave one another. There might be some bruises, but nothing serious. The decisive hit is, Gallic gun, and goes through someone's fucking chest. A decisive hit is the big hit. That's like the big hit. Honestly, fucking. This is gonna be ridiculous, but this is entirely based off of. Let me see if I can find the Budokai Tenkaichi. I believe it's the Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Let me see if I can find. There's a very particular. Let me see if I can find this. It's a very particular thing I see in Let me see if I can find it. Are they gonna do it? Come on, do it. Do it. Effectively, in the Tenkaichi games, there are these little rapid fire exchanges. Usually what happens in the rapid fire exchanges, you go at one another, kick, and one character gets, fucking flown away. They get kicked away. They move. I think we can make this work. How? Don't know yet, but I think we can make it work. Let's look into that. I don't think it's going to be perfect, but I think it can work. I think we're in a similar idea to like beam struggles. Like beam struggles, we're not even that far yet. Like, that's the thing. We are not that far. We are not even that close yet. I don't even know how I want to do anything more advanced than punching one another. But arguably in a game like this, is that really all you need? Now, when it comes to what I like to call the exciting lore, TM. The exciting lore, TM, is literally just going to be your savage race of space barbarians with superpowers. In a little bit more advanced case, you are going to be, the best way to think about it, legally distinct Saiyans. It's legally distinct Saiyans and legally distinct Frieza's Empire. That's all that it's going to be. Again, this is Bardock. When in doubt, it's Bardock. That's something I'm going to have to constantly kind of go back to really think about. Now, if when we're dealing with kind of like, do we want to handle like forms? Forms and all that. Like, oh, can I go Super Saiyan? Can I do this? Can I do that? Don't know yet. Part of me wants to say, no, there's not going to be any Super Saiyan bullshit. All that is going to occur is that you can go Ultra Instinct. That's like, it's kind of like your critical state. Like, oh yeah, I'm in my perfect moment. Not actual Ultra Instinct, which is the perfection of everything. It's stupid. I never liked it. Also, Fusion in Super Saiyan form only, so he could power down and start with more ki and a better moveset. Targets are like zones, but more limited. Heck, you can even make it look like Tournament Ring, where DBZ you can win by KOing them and knocking them out of the ring. Exactly, you're doing like a series of punches, maybe a dice pool, compare successes. Dice system is a little far out. Again, the basic premise for the dice system, I should say. I'm gonna put this right here. If we're doing like the core, if we're saying core system stuff. Currently, I would say we are going. The basic premise would be a lot of X. I'm saying I would say D6s would be ideal. Just a ton of D6s. Like a weird amount of D6s that you don't probably need, but it's going to be fun because you're, again, What? Because remember, everyone, what are we? Strong, tough, and fast. We should be feeling like we're rolling a lot more dice than other people because we are strong, fast, and tough. Thesis. Remember your thesis. This right here is our anchor for the entire game. Again, that's what it's like a lot of D6s. Another option would be like a lot of D10s. If we want to be like really goofy with something, and be like, oh, bigger is better, we could do something with like D20s. We can do like D20s, but that's kind of like a meme answer. The highest I feel comfortable going is D12s. Now, you could do something like, oh, depending on like your power level, you're rolling different dice. Vice voce mi ascoltano e pecuda lutar pele justica a comerno el uma boca a cow. Perece existi inimogos queniao sao conventiodos. Parlez-vous français voce sotem che solta refiere a questo estendo dentro duce espirito el si como voce si sente now presente mele soporte sito gohan. South Americans appear again. I need to appeal to my core audience here of South Americans. So yeah, Ultra Instinct is just going to be appealing to my South American fan base. Once I write Ultra Instinct, they will invite me down and make me their king. Dice pool ladders, that's another option. Like, yeah, again, we've got some baller ideas here. You know, I'm gonna actually I'm literally just going to take some of these ideas and just put them down. This one isn't going to be like strictly right away. This one we've got some time on this one. So yes, in case you're wondering, I'm literally just going to copy it. Like, dice pool ladder, another option. Like, yeah, that could be an option. Dice pool ladder wouldn't be a terrible idea depending on like your power level or whatever. Like, yeah, you're rolling a lot more different kinds of dice. Let's actually put it in his D-pal, I'm curious. You D a competitive rule removing matching pairs of both set, matching dice. It's a copy pasta, I think. Yes, it is a copy pasta, and it's great. It's a Dragon Ball Z copy pasta. Wait, ladder system, but it's on speed. Slow means big dice, fast means small dice. So the attack isn't like roll 4d6, it's like roll 4 dice. Another good option. Again, we've got some work here. Like this is definitely probably out of the games here. This is the one that I'm like, I wouldn't say I'm most interested in doing. I'm interested in all of these games, of course, but there's a lot of different angles we could go with Ultra Instinct, and I'm kind of curious of how it's gonna pan out. But we're kind of I'm gonna be kind of working on all of them a little bit here. So these are our 4. These are our 4 games that we're going to be doing. And I'm going to I don't mean to do that. Oh ha hoo. So let me let's see. Oh god, yeah, okay. The void is not meant to appear. Okay, let me. It's on my desktop. Fine, you'll gaze upon the void for a moment. So, commission-wise, we've got this one, a Players are retainers of an elven noblewoman. They either go on adventures with them or try to keep them from going apeshit in court. We've got some ideas here. This is the first one technically on there, unless there's some shenanigans going on. We then have, mind you, the double feature of a lifetime. The double feature of a lifetime is the fact that we have 2 magical girl games going into a JoJo game, no less. That's the hilarious part, is that we have multiple magical girl games. It will be, if we're thinking about it, it's gonna be Flesh Markets, Noble. Yeah, no, it's literally going to be Flesh Markets, Noble, Iron Methuselah, Precure, 0 Hour, then immediately into Sailor Moon. We're gonna do double magical girl games. I'm ready. Feel funny, make all 3 games compatible mechanically. The Precure game, I know for a fact that when the Precure one starts coming up, probably during mid-development of Iron Methuselah, I will sit down in my server one day. I will open up the theater, and we will watch the entirety of Precure illegally. And we will watch the entirety of Precure just sitting in Discord. That's all we'll do. We'll make it a fucking event. Just watching Precure, and I'm gonna be taking fucking notes doing it. Now, mind you, this is the thing you got to remember with Precure. That is very there's a very large issue with Precure. There's a lot of Precure. There's a lot of Predicure. A lot. How many seasons are there? Oh, 21 seasons with almost 918 episodes. 918 episodes. Yeah, there's a lot of Precure, by the way. We're gonna have to do every 28 stab wounds. I mean, seasons. Yeah, and mind you, if you look, the episodes aren't short either. They're 49. There's like 49 episodes, and they're full-length episodes. Like, what's Soaring Sky Predicure? What's this one? Tell me more about Soaring Sky Predicure. And yep, we will do our best to watch as I will probably find most likely I will try to find someone on A, or at least something there, to sit down and be like, I want to find the like quintessential Precure, and we'll just watch it. We'll just watch a lot of Predicure, and it's not gonna be pretty. Yeah, poor. Yeah, we don't talk about the 3rd season. Alright, yeah. This came out fucking 2006. It's been 800 years. But nope. Is there a skip the filler list of episodes? I don't think so, because it's just one of those kind of shows. I mean, like, do we have like Predicure? Let's see, Predicure episode watch list. Do we have like a watch order? The watch guide. required 1, 2, 5, 6, 11, 13, 18, 21. Yeah, 26 episodes are left out. Now, luckily, the thing is, mind you, this is just the first season. Yeah, well, since those all you'll see out on. Yeah, there's no such thing. Mostly because, and I'm okay with watching chunks of, probably I'll watch the first season minimum. Once we kind of, probably when I start Iron Methuselah, I will contact the commissioner and be like, hey, I'm gearing up to ready. You don't have to pay yet though. Just being like, is there any particular seasons of Pretty Cure? Because I know a little bit about Pretty Cure. The thing with Pretty Cure that I find funny, and the thing that I will always remember, is my D&D group back when I was in high school. Yes, my D&D group. I played with a lot of older people. I played, the thing is, I played with my friend's dad's group. Yeah, I played with, not my friend. My friend sometimes wouldn't play. I played with my friend's dad's group, and it was really funny. There was one girl there, Natalie. Hi, Nat. Well, Natalie, if you're listening to this somewhere in the future, I hope you're having a fun time. Natalie was always a tad odd. Mostly because, again, like, I'm a high school guy. She was a lot older than me. She was, believe she was about 28, 27. Now, you may say, wow, she's a lot older than you. You gotta remember, I was like 16. So, yeah, that was fucking ancient, according to me. Now, the thing is, I remember distinctly, I looked over once, because we were sitting at the table, and I looked over once, and she was messing with her phone. My one friend, poor Natalie. Natalie was a huge Pretty Cure fan. A massive Pretty Cure fan. A holy shit tier fan fiction, everything you could think of Pretty Cure fan. And I saw it all on her phone. And I remember looking at her, and she looked at me being like, well, you shouldn't be looking at people's phones. And I'm like, I just looked, like, what? And, mind you, this was also the woman who, another time, I looked over to, like, hand her a die. And it was just hardcore gay porn on her, phone, the Yowie experience. I was like, oh. Dun 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 dun. And I sit there, I'm looking at it, she didn't notice, I look away, and I'm like, oh goodness. Oh goodness. It was very fascinating. She was the one who went to the Rocky Horror Picture Show in full Charles Atlas. She was in full Charles Atlas gear, and that was a very surreal night for a variety of reasons. But yeah, no, she was I think she got married. Yeah, I'm gonna do something I'm not proud of. Let's go on Facebook. Yep, let's go on Facey Spacey. Oh, she got... Oh, why'd you marry him? Okay, you got married. Doesn't still post in crypto. You got married. Oh yeah, you bought a home. Why do I go here? God, what? Let me check, because I think she changed her name. Nope. Nope, she's still kicking. She's still doing fine. I think she got married. I want to say she got married. I'm sorry, boys. Feeling inadequate yet? See, the thing is, comparing everything on Facebook is a fundamental mistake. Mostly because a vast majority of my friends still live in Nebraska. And I would not go back to Nebraska if you paid me. And here's the thing. I've told my friends, being like, if I will go back to Nebraska under two circumstances. I'm putting you in a fucking casket, or I'm going to your wedding. And I will be permanently drunk both times. Like, I will just not be a functional adult. And both of them are, and all of them are like, oh, well, no, you would be fine. You had a ball here. I'm like, I did not. But yeah, no, Facebook's a terrible place. Tis a silly place. But yes, let's look at Flesh Market. Flesh Market's TM. So, generally speaking, people were leaning toward the pathologic. Now, the thing with pathologic is pathologic is a weird setting with a lot of weird things, but there's a very single player setup to things. And my one issue with going down the pathologic direction, you could say, is the fact that I would be drifting from the core premise pretty hard. But that's what you would need to do to make a game like this work. Which, again, it's kind of the idea of the best thing about Flesh Markets, the most important thing about Flesh Markets is that we have a hyper-detailed medical system and an autistic combat system. Those are the two things that we have. Half my chat is VTuber emotes. God damn it. See, this is always the funny thing about being as weirdly adjacent as I am. Because I have attracted a certain number of pro VTuber accounts. And I myself am pro VTuber. Because I enjoy VTubers. I think they are a very fascinating group. And speaking about VTubers, let's go to the best place to talk about it. What's on VT tonight? What's on VT tonight? Nothing bad can happen except Celine drama. Oh, yep, no, we're... Oh... What's... Oh, it's one of the girls left VTuber? What, left mid... Yeah, so they cut some VShojo, cut someone, not Niji's imploding. Man, I love VTubers. See, the whole VTuber sphere is a lot more interesting to me from like this kind of weirdly detached way of looking looking at things. Oh, here's most. I followed you before I got super into VTubers. Lamau. Oh, Spartan. I'm so sad. What happened to Celine? Celine is a Celine or Selin. I don't know how do you pronounce her name. Selin is having a massive drama with the Niji staff. Apparently there's money stuff going on, and she said things that she wasn't supposed to, and then there was a lot of hiatuses. People were saying that, like, she won't last the end of the year. I give her probably till mid-January before either she leaves or they fire her. I can guarantee you there is probably at least one email chain of them saying you should leave on your own accord, kind of thing. Which honestly it would probably be best. Let's see, yeah, Niji is somewhat collapsing in upon itself, but Niji's had a lot of issues, and they have done very bad job of actually maintaining that. They've done a very poor job of keeping their people in line, which is something you kind of got to do with the strategy. Niji went for a strategy that is incredibly risky. And for a while, it paid off. Unfortunately, it stopped paying off when the money stopped coming in. Also, in case you're wondering, yes, we will go over... next year, we will go over the 1,000-page Wing Commander RPG. We will. Next year. I promise. How? No fucking clue. But we will. That's the first bit I remember of the drama. Yeah, it's... The Selin thing's been, yeah, like... Selin made a song with animation. Digi staff made her take it down. She told people to re-upload it. And that's the first... Yeah, there was that. And then there was a couple issues on her Twitter. Because her Twitter isn't run by her, apparently. It's run by a Niji staffer. Which makes sense. So there's a lot of issues going on in behind the scenes in Niji, and I would love to be a fly on the wall in that situation. I would love to be there, but I cannot, because I am a normal man. I am but a humble notepad, normal in my ways, humble in my ego. Break into it like a chapter review streams. Again, just clipboard my way in, being like, you don't understand, Niji-sanji. I'm supposed to be here. See, Niji should hire me. Niji-sanji, Notepad Anon. I would be the #1 moneymaker. Now, just imagine me with a fully rigged, fully bishy model playing Minecraft and Apex Legends. That's... I am but a humble word processor. Yeah, just... Sorry, everyone, I have to transition. You don't understand. I know them. I know how to operate. I can fix them. So it's Hulu Live is doing pretty alright. Last time I checked, Hulu Live is still kicking. I have heard absolutely nothing of EN3, because you gotta remember, there were multiple EN3 people. I know exactly 3 of them. One because of the full-length novel currently being written about her, and the funny dogs. That's all I know. It is very strange how little they are doing. I know Phase Connect debuted their third gen, technically. Yeah, Phase Connect debuted their 3rd gen, which they look pretty decent. Will they get numbers? I don't know. I really don't know. I think one might do pretty well because she immediately did a collab with Pippa. But you all know my opinion on Phase Connect, of course. And and the funny and exciting, you know what? Fuck it. Let's ignore my my usual thing. Hello, Phase Connect. Tell me more about Phase Connect. Tell me more. They don't even have it on their website, I can guarantee. Phase 2, I believe they're... No, it's not even Phase 2. It would be... Not Phase Origins. Do they even have the new... No, they don't even have the new girls on the website yet. Yeah, they don't have the website yet. So let's see, it's... she doesn't even have a fucking page yet. Let's see, I've seen this one. She has a really good model, like an insanely high quality model, and those numbers are decent. Not bad, decent. Let's see, Moo-Moo-Yu. 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 Hello, Moo-Moo-Yu. He's a cow. Better numbers. I wonder why, though. Oh, it's a lolly model. Uh-oh. Lolly model for 14K. Let's see. We have 8 to 11.1. That's pretty reliable. Everyone's just like past life. Let's see. She's doing pretty reliable, pretty good. And now my guess here, I did this one last because I wanted to see. She immediately, mind you, the first thing that pops up is the Pippa joke. Pippa collab. Does she even have a YouTube channel, or is she entirely on Bilibili? No, she's here. 11.8. That's about consistent. Now, 40K views, 7.8.5 through 37. Yeah. So, pretty consistent. Moo-Moo-Yu having more, unsurprising, anyone in any capacity. The lolly model having, the lolly cowgirl, mind you, having a lot more models. Wow. A lot more views, subscribers. Who would have guessed such a humble thing? 240, 294. Leah finally hit over 100K. Good job, Leah. 129 for Sheena. Good job, Sheena. And fuck all for everyone else. Oh. What are you making a VTuber TTRPG? Well, there's two things that needs to occur first. The first thing that needs to occur is they don't even pop up on the website anymore. Silvervine Publishing. Silvervine needs to finally bring out fucking RyuTubers. Just give me RyuTubers, Silvervine. Not that hard. It is exactly what you think it is. It's very goofy. Though none of their games have done well, so I'm not too surprising. The other one is if you want to see a project that I started and kind of abandoned because the project that we was working with kind of fell apart for obvious fucking reasons. Where was it? Where are you? Did I delete you? I might have deleted it, because no shit. Yeah, nope, it's right here. Yeah, yeah, we're not gonna talk about this one. If we can't see it, it doesn't exist. Just make the face connect TRPG. See, I've literally put in my application 3 times at this point, and H2O Sakata still will not accept me. I feel so sad. He will not accept me. So maybe I should just make a 50-page Face Connect tabletop role-playing game experience just as my application. Being like, you have ignored my multiple requests. You know, here, have this game. Take it. Face Connect lore is bullshit. Actually, power levels are bullshit. But, let's see. Generally speaking, I think dropping the sci-fi one is a good idea. We want to go fantasy or we want to go painfully surreal. Mundane surreality. I think that's the best way of thinking about it. I see you too are schizophrenic. Welcome aboard. You'll fit right in. You don't understand. I've tracked your lore. I'm the only one who understands your deep lore. But that's like Hololive lore. Hololive lore is deep. You gotta remember that. That shit goes deep. The thing is, everything is connected in Holo lore. And then you look into it more and you're like, what the fuck am I smoking? And it's great. Let's see. Currently, the problem with flesh markets is that we are completely settingless. We need something to tie all of this together. Option A is go down the weird fantasy route. Now, the weird fantasy route is... Oh, didn't... Don't click away. Now, the weird fantasy route is effectively... It's going to be, if you've ever read Prophet, it's effectively going to be Prophet but fantasy. Incredibly surreal, incredibly just uncomfortable, and like, yeah, we're just going to be ripping guts out because that's what we need to do. You are incredibly powerful, and it's incredibly fantasy. It's fantasy adventures. That is the very, very surreal fantasy. I think that would be a very, very distinct point. It would be very uncomfortable, kind of strange, very, let me see, kind of Mobius-esque, because I like Mobius. I like some of the things he does. It's very weird and very alien, but I like very weird and very alien. Very weird, very alien. I am okay. Yo, idea, make it like Fear and Hunger. Every limb has a combat action move, so you can chop them off in combat too. Our talk. One very distinct problem with that. There's a very distinct problem with that. And that very distinct problem is, where are you? I already somewhat wrote this game. And in case you're wondering, yes, every part is able to be ripped off. Horrible things can occur to your body. And that's entirely how it's built. Yeah. Yeah. So, have no fear, Artok. I am way ahead of you on that front. Though, that is a good idea on that. Yo, holy hell, I bow to you. Have no fear. Yeah, no, it's, actually, this wasn't too old at this point. This wasn't too old at this point. Do I still have, let's see. Do I still have my face for that? I don't have my face for that still. I can switch out the manly real fast, just to give you a, yeah, I went a little bit hardcore on it, hence, have no fear. The Osaw manly, saw us through many harrowing adventures. Yes, it is fully playable if you want to engage with it. I believe it's on my website properly. If it's not, I could... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Woohoo! But, yes. Luckily, we have already done that. It's 89 pages, too. And yeah, everything that you could possibly want. Even a random dungeon creator, in case you want to. And I even statted out the Crow Mauler. Crow Mauler will fuck your day up. You ever see that? Ever see getting your face clubbed in? Don't worry, the Crow Mauler can do it. But yeah, I think going to pathologic, that seems to be the universal, like, we should do pathologic stuff. Now, the question is, how do we do it? This is where things get a little bit complicated. It's, how do we choose to do this? Because the basic premise of pathologic, for those who don't know, is you've entered this very strange city, very strange things are going on, and you must now participate in the hobo economy. More accurately, you're trying to maybe save people. A little bit hectic on that front. But the entire premise is that you are effectively trying to solve the sand plague. Trying to cure people, you're trying to help people, you're trying to survive in this city that is clearly falling apart. All of the associated problem. Bachelor, the Haruspecs, all of them. The Haruspecs is kind of the quintessential pathologic character. The prodigal son returning to the city of his birth, only to be greeted with hostility, also tearing himself and everyone else around him apart. Because, yeah, Haruspecs and the plague. Because one of the main things about, because the Haruspecs is all alone, as one might know, is pathological organ harvesting. Now, in pathologic, every single part of the body is something valuable. Now, what do you do with organs in pathologic? Now, kidneys are very powerful. Kidneys allow you to do things, such as getting tinctures, get painkillers. You need to do that. You need to sell it to people, and you can do all of these different things. It's organs. Organs are valuable. You'll see to the worms. You kind of see here. These are the worms. Or used to brew painkillers. Yes, painkillers. Or they can be used to brew antibiotics. Yep, fort over found roots to receive herbs and various other things. Now, obviously, we can go a little bit deeper onto this. Collect trash, climb poorly programmed platforms. Archer has a question about cock size in a solo RPG. Increase it. Learning the tribal, scientific, and pseudo-magical medicine thing would be neat. Yeah, that would be kind of... Let's see. Rot flesh. Rot flesh. Let's take a look at that. I am always... Oh, this fucking game. I have seen this game before, and I keep thinking about buying it. Because I played a lot of Cruelty Squad, fun fact. Because I really like Cruelty Squad. I believe this one's... Guy's Mexican, I believe? I believe it's by a South American guy. I think so, anyway. Well, I have been playing a lot of matchless kung fu, so maybe it's time to look into other games. Can hurt. Equip organs. Tribal, scientific, and pseudo-magical medicine. So actually, let's just hammer things out. So, pathologic. But what's the but? We gotta find that but there. We can find like what's the gimmick? Actually not even like what's the gimmick, but like what's the idea? Straight pathologic, I don't think is gonna work I don't think it's going to work as well if we go just straight pathologic. I don't think that's gonna work. So I think the idea of some of you might cringe at this a little bit, but there we go. What we can do is that it's kind of like you've entered the city for under a reason. There's a problem. Because you have entered here, you're already infected with the disease. We don't know what the disease is. We don't know what's going on. You are already infected. As a doctor, it's up to you all to effectively try to do this. And we can even give a premise of like, hey, you've all been brought here. You are all medical professionals. Quote unquote. You're all medical people. You've been brought to this city to cure the plague. Problem. You have been brought here to cure the plague, and you are now infected with it. You're going to need organs to survive. You need to create painkillers. You need to create medicine for people. And you have to make a call of, hey, where do we fucking get this? City is divided. There are groups that have given up. There's quarantined sections of the city. But that's kind of the premise, is every single thing you create is going to be immediately... You're going to have that split of, do I want to save this for myself, or do I want to give this to a patient? And you're going to be working with the other players but your methodology is going to be a lot different. And maybe you want to be a little bit more antagonistic to the other players. Notepad. You walk slow. Like vampire? Nice. Oh, that's not actually a bad... Thank you for reminding me about vampire. That's actually not a... That is actually a really good suggestion. Thank you for reminding me of that. Because in Vampire, you have a similar... There's a similar premise in this game that they didn't lean into as much as I hoped to, where you want to cure your patients just as much as eat them. And that's one of the problems that you're kind of going back with constantly. It's like, I want to eat my friends just as much as I want to, you know, save them. The infinite struggle between I am a doctor but also a killer now. I am broken but I need help. So it's kind of like you were infected. Kind of more like community touchstones, kind of like how they do it in Pathological. Every player's GM, or when other players take the spotlight. Collective GMing, are you a Zombird, or are you just hot swapping livers? It's effectively the idea would be is you want to create... We know there's two ways to reliably create the, like, effectively the Zombrex. If you've ever played Dead Rising 2, Zombrex, how do we create the thing to make sure that we don't turn into a zombie, that we don't die horrifically and in agony and have our guts rot from the inside out? What do? Well, very simply, we need, you know, what is Panacea? I believe that's the... You need the, you know, how do we form the Panacea? How do we cure the cure-all? And the answer is, you don't. You're going to need to, it's kind of the idea of like, how do we create the... How do we create the thing that's going to save us? Tinctures with living blood in the brewery. Sanctity of, you know, scarcity letter ingredients. Max of 7 panaceas can be obtained over the course of the game. Yeah, it's kind of like you need, you know, special variant of normal blood. Yeah, combined with a tincture. How do we make tinctures? There's a drug with immunity boosting properties. So it's kind of the idea of you are constantly fighting. You are fighting the idea that we need to develop a way to stop the infection while trying to find the cure. And maybe there is no cure. Maybe you're all fucked. Maybe that's the point. Is how long can we survive? How long can we just build immunity? And just like, yeah, there isn't going to be many. You don't have enough resources. You are losing resources constantly. And it's like, how do we build a tincture? How do we create something to do this? Well, you need organs. This is the only way to create the cure-all medicine. You need organs. Now you could say, well, we're just going to ethically source them. Try ethically sourcing killing people. It's like you get some shitty organs, and then suddenly things start cropping up, and it's like, okay, The thing there would be, how do you get people to start moving out there and effectively compromising your Hippocratic oath? And how do you go out there being like, I need to kill a motherfucker to harvest their body and get the organs we need? You can eat a certain amount and certain people to avoid going under, of course. There's an option that fuck you over anyway. Yeah. It's like that's kind of the issue with this game, with flesh markets right now, is like how do I push you into doing that heinous act? Maybe make organ farms with weird semi-intelligent pig people like Darkest Dungeon. I don't even necessarily want that, because I want you to get the idea of like, fuck me, we need to go into a fight and we need to do this. That's why part of me is even this like, organs are more than just creating the tinctures. Organs are a currency. They are... You always want to acquire more because you need more to continue to save people. In the act of trying to save another person, you are sacrificing your humanity to do so. And at what point do you stop being a good person and do you start being a horrible human being? Now, this is where like characters start getting a little bit weird. Because generally speaking, in Pathologic, we have the three characters. We've got our specs. Our specs is kind of like I would say like he's the typical. I wouldn't say he's like the typical doctor, but he is the tribal doctor. He's the guy who damn well knows how the fuck all this shit works. There's no mysticism in it for him anymore. He is trained, he knows how to fix things, and he's willing to do things he's not maybe comfortable. Now, you also got the Bachelor. Now, the Bachelor is a lot more... academic about things. To him, this entire thing is a problem to be solved. It is, there's no mysticism, there's no magic, there's no bullshit to it. There's a problem, we can use modern medicine to solve it. The problem is, how do we acquire medicine? How do we acquire the resources we need to save people? And then you have the Changeling, who, is effectively entirely we're using magic now. Because that's what the Changeling does. She uses magic. She uses her healing hands to ease people's pain. On the problem though is that she herself takes on the pain, and she's also the plague. She's also not the plague. She's also not real, but also is real. Pathologic one, nobody liked that, or nobody likes her route, okay? No, nobody likes her route. Effectively, though, the core idea would be you are playing the Bachelor or the Haruspex. But how do we give more personality to each character? The other option, the other very extreme option, is we just say, this is a solo game. That is another very extreme option. This is just a solo game that you play a very solo character with, and that's that. This isn't really supposed to have multiple players. It's supposed to be maybe one GM, one player on a very surreal journey. It's effectively Pathologic, the tabletop role-playing game. Alternatively, we could do like a playbook thing, Not a huge fan of the idea of a playbook thing, but a playbook thing wouldn't be entirely remiss. Kind of, I would not even say like a playbook, but like a class thing, where this is how you are actually, this is like how you are choosing to create the medicine you need. Choose your own adventure. Not quite that, but all of these do have to be RPGs of some capacity. But kind of the idea of, are you playing a formally educated doctor? If you're playing a formally educated doctor, you aren't going to be relying on the mystic magic mumbo jumbo. You want your results, you want good things, you want to get penicillin. And you're like, how do I make impromptu penicillin? This is how we're going to make impromptu penicillin. And you getting into, and you be like, fuck me, I need to get organs, is a lot different. Your combat is going to be a lot more frantic. It's going to be a lot more like, I don't want to be in the situation. But you are way more educated than other people. The other option, and then it would be like, oh, what is the horror specs? The horror specs is the tribal medicine, or, you know, kind of the pseudo mystical. He's he's both worlds. He's like, I know this world, I know this thing, we're using local remedies, we're using local shit, because it's worked for our ancestors, and it's gonna work for me right now. You are tinged by the idea of it being unnatural. You're tinged by it. But you are never free from it. That's kind of the thing. It's like it's not like we need penicillin being like we need 2 herbs in a water bottle and we can jank ass make something to make sure they don't die. That's all. We can jank ass do this. Why? Because of this, we've always done it this way. Okay. And then we could, again, that's where things get a little bit shaky. I would need to do more research into it. I think that could also help if we add in the pathologic but. What's the other thing? It's not just strictly pathologic. And that's why I say it's like, it's not strictly just pathologic. It's not just strictly that. And it's like, hey, you're a group of, nominally a group of doctors, a group of healers, a group of people coming into this city with the intention to fix it. And you are now infected. You know, you are infected. Deal with it. You sir are dying. I guess another way you could technically do it is just bring in other characters who aren't necessarily doctors. Kind of the idea of like, oh, well, here's the bodyguard, here's the scholar who isn't a doctor himself, but literally just can kind of pick it up. Just people who are into the situation, kind of highlighting more of the, like, you can do the dirty work for the doctors, if not be a good one yourself. That could work. I think playing a doctor itself would be an important aspect of it, but, you know, and have something like the Changeling in there. Yeah, it's like you have the medical doctor, the witch doctor, and the alchemist. One uses medicine, one uses mixtures, the other prays. Yeah, you can have things like that, and kind of putting it all of these things together to kind of create a surreal situation. Though that does bring up, I've got 10 of you here. In a game like this, in a game about keeping people alive and, you know, helping people and by maybe doing some heinous things, would you want there to be characters who directly cannot help? They are not making medicine necessarily, but they're the ones throwing hands, kind of thing. Like, hey, here's the soldier. What's the soldier's job? He fucking kills people. He is incredibly good at his job. He cannot make medicines. He cannot treat anybody. He can fix you up when you are bleeding out, but nothing much else. See, fuck. Accurate. Real. Variants of 3, maybe 2 subclasses of them. Variants of 3, 2 subclasses. See, that would be like that's an incredibly strong Russian on Russian violence has never been bad. Speaking about Russians, hi Maratek. We're talking about pathologic. There is the incredibly basic premise of you are all doctors. Oh great. Like, you are all, like, the basic premise of you are all doctors, you have entered into this place, you are now infected, the only way to fix yourself is the acquisition of organs. That is the only way you are going to save yourself. How do you do it? And just kind of have that, like, again, it's the premise of you are doomed, how do you fix it? How do you mitigate it? How do we build immunity? Can we build immunity? Can we just stop people for now? Will the sand plague eat us and things like that? That's the incredibly strong pitch of doctors doing their best to mitigate disaster before them. Less strong, but maybe more on pitch, is kind of the mixture of... It would effectively be like you have the Haruspecs, you have the Bachelor, and you have the Changeling, but you also have Doug. What does Doug do? Doug has a knife. That's Doug's entire gimmick. He has a knife, and he is a dangerous man because he has a knife, and he is going to stab people. He's not actually a doctor. He is just a fucking loon. Or you have kind of like Shifty Pete. What does Shifty Pete do? Well, Shifty Pete's like a weird, like, kind of back alley guy, and he doesn't want to die, so he's kind of relying on the doctors to keep him alive. In exchange, Shifty Pete is, working his magic. Doctors in one magical girl. Yeah, it's... Hence why I drew the Changeling like that. It's... Outcomes could have gutter snipe sort of thing where he learned the best place to hurt people, still knows the old medicine. Yeah, it's like, there's... I think the pathologic idea is actually, you know what, fuck it. Let's take a... Again, like, kind of the idea of, like, the rot flesh, the vampire is a good idea. Let's see. Pathologic TTRPG. I want pathologic tabletop game. This is just the board game, if I recall correctly. Yeah, this is the... Yeah, this is technically where you play against the fucking... Yeah, you have to play against the plague. Starting resource is secret, highlighting the fact that he is privy to the mysterious impendence of the other. As local, he always knows which shortcut to take and how to obtain water. Rarely finds himself empty-handed. Local powers respect big city celebrity. You can take orders from him. You can force quarantine, limit the movement of other characters. Yeah, because you're also working against one another, which is weird. Then the plague just... yeah, it's... pathologic board game is weird. There's a lot of weird shit. Let's see. D&D. If you D&D could work. Pathologic tabletop. No, this is the board game. Work as an RPG. Magical healing gets you basically magical placebo. People who believe in magic healing get some magical healing. See, I feel like there's an answer here, and I don't know what it is. You're gonna make me say the whole thing. Bobby Duke the Bobby. Thank you very much for following. Baba Duke. Baba Duke. Deep, dark fantasies. Oh goodness. Oh goodness, Babadook. Thank you very much for subscribing. For 3 months. Jeez. Babadook is being a real hero. A real human being, one could say. Just got done watching your Yaziba stream. Oh, it's the Yaziba stream. Yes, the Yazibas. Beautiful Yazibas. What a beautiful creature it is. Yeah, Yazibas is one of those games that is perhaps too high-minded for its own good. Perhaps too high-minded for its own good. Or maybe I'm just insane. Who knows? Little bit of A, a little bit of B. Because I feel like... One question. Tax evasion? What tax evasion? Well, here's the thing. Now this is important to know. J Dragon. We like J Dragon. Hello, J Dragon. Now, J Dragon is an interesting creature. Now, this is J. That's a very flattering picture of J, by the way. Now, the thing with the J is that J, for a very long time, lived effectively at a summer camp. He lived on a summer camp in a, here's the thing. J lived on a summer camp on public land. He didn't actually pay, he wouldn't have to pay taxes. He didn't pay state taxes, or any taxes for that matter. It's not real tax evasion, mind you. So yeah, it's not real tax evasion, it's fun tax evasion, where it's a bunch of technicalities and legalese. Mostly because J Dragon's dad, Rick Dragon, is a very, very wealthy man who now lives in Colombia as an art guy. Oh boy. Oh, Jay, never change. I mean, please do change. into literally anything else. Hmm. Please change. Please do some self-improvement. I can guarantee you his family is not worried. He makes effectively $4,000 a month for publishing 2 stories. Which, by the way, I should upload. I should get all that sorted out. I'll probably do that this weekend. Probably this weekend I will sit down and we will go over the entirety of I will subject you all to me reading J Dragon's story again as I drink my way through it, as I cringe internally. It'll be great. But it's getting a little late. I've got to admit, I find Wanderhome to be a lovely inspiration for a game, but it needs some more meat, some conflict. You see it. That's my main issue with Wanderhome, and why I really dislike Wanderhome, is that there is no fucking conflict or meat to it. But, luckily, I'll have you all know that J Dragon does not win any awards this year for the Noties, which will be this Sunday, by the way. Part of the reason why I'm going to end it here is that I need to record all of the Noties tonight. So, I'm going to call it here. Thank you very much, Bobby, for following and subscribing. Sorry I cut it a little short here, but thank you all. As always, love you all. I try to the streaming schedule will probably get better next week once the new year kind of kicks in and I can kind of get everything organized there. Once everything is organized, everything should kind of click better into place. It's just kind of the nature of the beast right now, why things weren't looking too hot, and this week's been kind of weird. Oh shit. Yes, I did like some of the names. I'll debate on it. There's I'm thinking I know which one I'm gonna pick. It kind of depends on what angle I want to go. I want to take our legally distinct Saiyans, because there's a lot of legally distinct Saiyans we can make. So yes, Godspeed, good luck, love you all, kissu kissu, mwah.